Got drinks, got smoke, got weed, got all the girls, got everything we need. And I see them all, but who brought the fat girl? Drink another, smoke another, get retarded. I know this where the party is, so get this bitch started. And if you want some liquor, girl, you can go and lick a girl. Get in and pop into like 6 in the morning. Come break it down.
What's up, Daniel?
Yo, what up? How's
As
it
you
going?
can see, I got Ivan over here now.
That's right, Las Vegas, baby.
He's Vegas gang.
That's right. We just need Daniel to move over here now.
Yeah, Daniel, when you
next
coming?
up,
Pack your stuff,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
Next
you
up,
already-
actually, I just got the email to start doing the transfer for SDSU. So after the bachelor's, I'll be good. Set ready to go.
Oh, that's what's
Oh, there you
up.
go. Doing
Yeah,
big things,
my
huh?
last-
Right. Get
my
your,
last,
get your.
My last jab to California
That's
before.
Getting your education or what? All right.
Yeah,
For sure.
might as well. They're giving it away here in California, so
That's right. Get that. Get those privileges.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you can.
definitely.
Why, get them while they're hot.
Mm-hmm.
The way
Definitely.
everything's going, gonna take away everything. Gonna pay for everything.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, definitely. It's going that way.
What's it feel to be alone?
Well, not really alone because Julie's still running around college.
Oh, I mean,
I
like
know, bro. Look at how sad. Look at depressing, bro.
I mean, like
Why
in
not?
the podcast, like it's not sitting next to
Oh.
somebody.
Oh,
Got some
no,
more
I got
room. He's
Enzo.
happy, yeah.
I got, yeah. It's Enzo,
breathe,
Enzo's
huh?
right here. Enzo's right
Enzo.
here. I'm hanging out, not really alone.
Enzo, we're gonna get
Chill.
Enzo a mic soon.
Yeah,
he's gonna
yeah,
be like young
definitely.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we're
get him
gonna get
something.
him-
Little some
Gonna
something.
get a mic here situated. I forgot that I started school next week. So I only had a break in between, like a month break. So it flew by, dude. It literally flew by. And I barely
you already
acted on
start
like
school?
school.
You already start school next week?
Yeah. Thankfully,
It always flies by when you're chilling. You know?
Yeah, and then especially because I did summer classes, so there was only a month break, in between. There's only a month
Gotcha.
break in, like a 2-week break in between before school started again, and then a month break. So I was like, oh shit. But it's good. It's good. It gets me back in the groove.
Yeah, you're gonna get it done faster too. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing about it. Keeps you busy too. Keeps your mind distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What classes you taking?
I'm taking English right now, and then I'm gonna be taking statistics on behavioral, like statistics, but focus more on like the psychological aspects, like when you do surveys and stuff like that. What do you do when you get all the data, And then, well, the other one was the English. It was a writing class, and then the third one was gonna be sociology. So it's all right. It's a good lineup. It's easy. The sociology is gonna be easy, and I think English is. I got it in the bag. The only one is statistics, and but it's good that I just took it alone, so I can kind of focus on it most, because I got some other difficult classes next semester. So I know I'm gonna have to be at the tutor for that one.
From the rooter to
Yeah.
the tutor. Or what?
Yeah,
All right.
Trip, you got
yeah.
this.
But
That's
luckily,
good, that's good.
luckily for the program that I'm in, I get my own tutor all the time, so I can go in wherever I'm not like the general pop.
Con la chusma, you have to be con la chusma.
Yeah.
Or what?
No, well, it's like I need a little bit more help,
No, that's cool.
I need a little bit more help, and that's what the program I'm in is for. So it's good. It's good to know that I can it's the attention is there,
Good.
Okay. Have you been in the gym?
Yeah. When I can, I'll just do right here, because sometimes it gets late and they close on Saturdays and Sundays. Well, Saturdays after 5 at Flex, and then Sundays they don't open. So I'll do pull-ups. For sure, and all different
Gotta stay
grips.
fit. Gotta get your swole on.
Mhm. Yeah. I feel like doing those, doing like a pull-up oriented workout has been going better, because I feel like I was just focusing on one exercise, because it gets overwhelming when you are rarely going into the gym, and it's like all of these kind of methods of working out or getting fit, and so you can't focus on all of them. So I wanted to stick to weight training. So So I just started kind of just like just getting good at the movement. So now I'm getting stronger and I could do more pull-ups. I think like I like to switch it up because it's different it's different kinds of strength, you know.
Okay. Which how did working out come to you? Because you never worked out before, and after
Mm,
you got out of rehab, or
yeah.
not even after, when
Well,
you came back to Al Centro, no? Because were you working out in
we
Florida?
yes. Okay. So like working out was always like okay. So something when I went to Colorado with my dad to go live, he took me to the gym there, and he would always go to the gym. So then he would start taking me to the gym, and then I really liked it because then we could hit the sauna after. I would always look forward to the sauna. I wasn't really
This guy.
like I always look forward to the
So,
sauna, and I just like doing abs for some reason because I was just skinny and I was like I didn't really care about muscles. I just wanted abs. So then I would work out with my dad, and so it wasn't really into the weight training. Really, it didn't call my attention. But the sauna was really cool, so whatever. And then fast forward, I was like on and off, but it was more like a trying like just picking up the dumbbells. I guess like every teenage boy picks up
yeah.
the dumbbells. Every has their moments where you're just doing the dumbbell shit, and like those moments. But it was never ever like the whole lifestyle change. But
How
I
did it?
started from watching. It
Now it
started.
is
I
though,
think
no?
yeah, for sure. I started from watching my mom and my dad to watching my brother. So it was like more than three people in my life, and then you guys. So it was like something that was in my household, so I already knew like okay, this is probably going to make you feel good. So and then after rehab, that was like all right, this is something that's going to have to be in your routine now.
Yeah,
You're
this is
not
it.
going to be able to hit the gym fucking 5 days or 6 days out of the every single week, but it's something that you can go back to all the time, 4 or 3 days out of the week, sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So how do you feel it helped you though? In what sense?
okay. Um so I think it starts off with like a way to get my energy out. Like I always have had a lot of energy, and then that energy always goes to overthinking, and then it turns into anxiety. So
Hmm.
um what was the question? What was the question?
What was the question? How does it work for you?
Oh,
Like
okay.
working out?
Okay.
How did it help you?
It fucking removes it temporarily removes the buildup that you get daily. Like some things I feel like you can't be talking about daily, like with the therapist is really expensive. So like
Yeah.
talking every day with a therapist over things that are probably minuscule that like causes a stress buildup. So I think like
Hmm.
ringing yourself, from that stress, like
Yeah.
has helped. That's the most. That's the most that I could say that it helps me out.
What
um
helped you?
and then the rest is just like it gives you something to get good at. Like some people
Yeah.
don't like sports, and I think sometimes sports is a whole different thing. You have to get together with people, and with this it could be like a lonely sport. You could
Solo.
kind of get better on your own terms.
That's Ivan. You've been working out for a long time. Like,
Yeah, dude.
how did you start getting into it, and why? Do you remember?
Well, basically, there was one time, I was with my ex girlfriend at the time, and we went to a wedding, and basically we had broken up, and then we got back together, and I had gained like 30 pounds within like it was pretty fast, in like 6 months. It was pretty ridiculous, and we went to a wedding, and then actually my ex's mom's comadre, she asked, "Hey, who's with your daughter? Is that a new boyfriend? He looks kind of hefty, kind of chunky." And
Oh,
it was at that point I was like, you know what, I got to make a
Oh,
change in my
fuck.
life. And pretty much ever since then, this is about 2012, I would say. And ever since then, I got obsessed. I would start seeing the results. I would start seeing how it would help me mentally, how actually changing, it changed my body. It gave me that self confidence. It gave me that self esteem because I never had self esteem. I was a kid that I had leg strength during high school, but I had no upper body strength. I couldn't do a push up when I was in high school. So I felt awkward. I felt out of place. Because I saw the other kids. They were power cleaning. And doing deadlifts and things of that nature, and I couldn't do it. And I had the bumper plates. The 5 pound bumper plates. I felt embarrassed. But I didn't know that it was a process. I didn't know that it took
Yeah.
time. And those kids actually they're naturally strong, And a lot of times when you're brought up in an athletic, household, it you're brought up at a young age training. And obviously I saw my mom that she worked out, but I wasn't into it. I didn't think anything of it, and I
Yeah.
didn't think about starting it because I was weak. I was so weak. I was like, why am I going to start it where these kids are much stronger than me? And but I
Yeah.
didn't know there's levels to it. You have to work to to get to that level. And and it just became an obsession. And I see how it inspired, it's inspired others. I've gotten compliments, and I see how it helped you out during your mental, your battles that you were going through, and helped me through my battles. So that's how essentially I started.
Yeah, I think my mom has been a big
Hey,
motivation. No,
Yes.
because
wait.
she's always been in the gym, even like after her back surgery. Like she was dying to get back in. Like, and
Yeah.
I mean, how old is she? 60 something? Is she still going? She could do push ups and
Yeah.
shit. How many 60 somethings can do push ups? Go ahead, Dan. You're gonna say something?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, I was gonna ask what his first gym was, but we'll get to that right now. But
No, go ahead.
what
What was your
what
first
what
gym? You
what was your
remember?
first gym, Ivan?
I think it was remember it was 24. It was 24-hour fitness, but it wasn't like it was the Calexico one. It was
Oh,
like
the
a
bootleg,
knockoff.
the
Yeah, the
bootleg
bootleg
version.
one.
It
Damn,
was a
okay.
Calexico
And
Fitness,
that's
no?
where. Yeah, Calexico
Calexico
Fitness. There
Fitness?
you
Oh
go,
yeah, it was
Calexico Fitness.
Calexico
That's
The
right.
Fitness.
But
Yeah.
OG,
I think
dude.
at one point it had the logo on it, and I don't know,
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe some
yeah,
copyright
so
issues
they
there,
took care of
but
that. Yeah, but that was a good gym.
no,
That
it
was a
yeah.
good
was,
gym.
it was, it was. But
Yeah.
then
Dude.
at that time I was ego lifting pretty much. I mean, my form was horrible, because I was so focused because you go in there and you see dudes like just smashing weight and like. The fuck,
Yeah.
I'm all over here
Yeah.
with my. I remember when I benched, I was just doing the 25 plates on each side, and even though even before that, I was doing like the 10 plates, and then guys go in there with the 45 plates on each side, and I'm like, oh, jeez,
Dude, I
it was
know.
embarrassing. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. It was pretty embarrassing, but like I said, I didn't know that there was levels to it. It takes years to build a body. You can't just that's the problem nowadays. People, folks think it's an easy fix when it's not. It's how much you think about it when people drink and people eat junk food. It takes years for people to get overweight and fat. So
Yeah.
to
Just
reverse
like it
that
takes
damage that
years.
you've done to your body from treating it like shit, like it's gonna take years as well. And there's consequences to treating your body like shit. And people want to, just like we have technology, people want an easy fix, and that's not the way it works,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I think I know how you feel when why you started working out because I kind of had it too, but nobody really like said anything. I think except maybe my mom. My mom's like your most critical person. She'll tell you, bro. She
You
don't
think?
care.
Yeah.
She'll tell you like,
Yeah.
"Hey, ya estuvo, no? Con esa hamburguesa."
Yeah.
But I mean, I was when I was working
Yeah.
with Sergio Martinez, the boxer. I had gained a lot of weight. I was like probably like 220, 225.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
You were the
Yeah,
dude,
biggest
that's
then,
and
right?
that
yeah, I was
dude,
the
dude,
biggest. And
fuck
I and
yeah.
I
I remember
and
that,
what's
man.
crazy is that 6 foot tall, like it doesn't seem like a lot of weight, but for some reason it was all fat. It was like I never worked out, so it was all fat. So it looked bad on me. Like I saw pictures and all that stuff, and my cheeks were just like fat all in my face. And I think that's when it bothered me. And I came back from the boxing team. I came back home to El Centro, and I joined a boxing gym. With Freddie
Yeah.
Terrazas, I joined the boxing gym with him, and I was like 220, 225. He brought me on. I think in a year I came down to 160 to fight. That was my first fight at 160 pounds.
Oh
So that
yeah,
was
dude.
crazy. And I probably came down like to like 170, 180 like in 6 months. But I wasn't ready to fight yet. But that like that whole boxing experience and everything just helped me. And it wasn't weights mostly. It was like a lot of like what do you say? Work out with your own weight.
Body
Push
weight.
ups, shit like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that shit really helped, and it changed me. It showed me that you can do this, dude. It's just a bunch of excuses of you being lazy, eating all the bad shit, that everybody eats. But that really motivated me. And, I go up and down now, I'm not as consistent as Ivan. I would like to be, but I don't think I have the drive that he has. Um, I did see a thing on Instagram that got me really bothered. It said, it was some guy talking, and it said, if you need motivation to go to the gym, then you don't belong in the gym. I thought that
Hmm.
was I thought that was so wrong because not everybody has that drive to go to the gym, you know. But that doesn't mean you don't belong there. I think everybody belongs there. I think you got to find your way of how to get in there, right? And if you
Yeah.
need motivation by other people, or you need motivation by quotes, or you need any kind of motivation, like as long as you get in there, just do it. You know, I don't think the gym is just for one specific person. You know, that has that
Yeah.
mentality, like, oh, I'm fucking beast mode. You know, kill it. Like, you know, that's not for everybody. You know, some people,
Yeah.
you know,
But
are got busy lives. Go ahead.
I think people get caught up on the gym because it's the most accessible form of physical activity. And I guess here, since we live in the desert, I mean, what other forms of physical activity there is other than skateboarding? But at sale la madre, you know, I gotta go to work, or like
Yeah,
jujitsu, where it's like other risks too. But not everybody's into it. You know, it's just finding what you something fun that you do that'll get you moving, you know. And if that's what you feel like, you know, because then it comes the aesthetic purposes, you know. You want to look aesthetic, you know, you want your body to look a certain way, well then you're gonna have to do um a certain kind of workout, or a certain kind of for certain kind of activity. But um if your desire isn't really that, then you know, some form playing frisbee, I don't know, fucking ultimate
yeah,
frisbee, what do people do?
yeah.
You
But
But
know.
go ahead.
I think, you know, he wasn't trying to, like, you know, I kind of agree with him, because you should think of being fit and being, you know, having your body working daily as something that should be natural, as brushing your teeth, you know, as you know, as something as simple as that, you know, cutting your hair, you know, to look good, because the aesthetics, they come, it's a bonus. If you change your, because it's a lifestyle change. That's what people don't get. People just think that it's you know, something, it's more like a hobby. If you really want to change your body and change your life, you need to dedicate, you know, as much time. Okay, not everybody likes to lift weights, but you love boxing. Some other
Yeah,
people,
there
you
you
know,
go.
they like CrossFit. Some other
Mm-hmm.
people, they like running. Whatever it takes for
Mm-hmm.
you to become that fit person, it should become, you know, like I said, like it being brushing your teeth. And a lot of times, what I see is I see a lot of mediocrity, and those type of people, like they're doing it because they want to seem cool. They want to seem part of the crowd. You know, they want
Yeah,
to but it's not like that. If you're gonna dedicate yourself, you need to dedicate yourself fully. Not, you know, not be crazy, you know, like a gym rat, like, because not everybody's
Yeah.
like that. You know, people have different lives, and that's people have different occupations, and
Yeah.
that's when the adjustments to your training come in. Because obviously, you know,
Mm-hmm.
somebody works hard labor, 10-12 hours, you can still go to the gym, but you have to, you know, change your workouts so it's not as intense, or a little bit less intense. It's all it's
And what
you
you're
can't really
eating
call it a
too.
balance. Of course, it's in diet. And
What
then
you're putting in.
just look at our culture, you know, as a whole. What are we doing? What are we doing now? Not, I'm not knocking on drinking, but we're having beers, right? But when, you know, you think about it, like coworkers, let's go have a beer after work, you know, and
Every
or on
day,
the
or
weekends, let's, you know, let's have some beers. That adds up. And what's the, you know, the number one enemy to muscle mass is
sugar,
alcohol and
right?
sugar. And if alcohol is a part of, you know, our culture, then that's a big battle. So that's why a lot of people get frustrated and they don't see results, because it's a big hindrance towards those goals. If I'm explaining myself.
Also like okay, people find it odd to you know, change the food up, but there's like ways to put, like, if you're Mexican, you could still eat healthy and you could still eat in a Mexican way, you know. um but it's the
yeah.
excesses
My mom will show
of
you.
yeah, literally, yeah, man. Yeah, if I mean, there's all sorts of, and there's all sorts of healthy things in the Mexican culture, but it's like companies like Coca-Cola that are pushing all these products that are everywhere, you know. But you know, there's
But
nopales, there's all
you
kinds
can
of
have a Coke.
salsas.
You
But
can
what I
have a
mean, like,
Coke.
naturally come from Mexico, you know, like nopales, all the different types of salsas that you can make for your dishes, you know.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But
That
what,
there's a lot of variety, you know,
like,
there's a lot of healthy options to pick from in a Mexican
yeah,
diet, you know, but it's been distorted, you know, by
yeah. To Ivan's thing, I get what you're saying and what he's saying in a sense, but I feel like not everybody's gonna get that mindset, you know?
yeah.
Well, they
That, like,
should.
I'm seasonal, to be honest. Like, I'm season like, you know, there's times where You know, there was a time where I went to the gym for like I think a year, maybe 2 years straight, and and I was like, I felt good and everything, and I was just like, it was just in my head, like you, it was just in my head, like, gotta go Monday through Friday, 5 days, let's kill it, beast mode, and then you get in this, my mind gets in this funk where it's like, okay, like you just get lost in the world kind of. I mean, it's an excuse. It is an excuse, I'm gonna say it. It's an excuse. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have to go to gym at 7 a.m. and I hear the alarm, and I hit snooze, and I'm like, not today, I'll do it tomorrow. And that shit just catches up with you, and you get in that funk, and then that day turns into a week, and then it turns into 2 weeks, right? But then after that, I'll get back on it again, and then I'll do 3 months straight, and I'll get back on it. But it's not like I'm overweight. I'm 194 pounds. Am I out of shape right now? If someone tried to fight me, probably. Yeah, I agree. I would like to be in top shape every day of my life. But, I'm just saying, like, that stuff comes up. And I just don't think everybody has that mindset. I mean, can you make it? Maybe. Can you get that mindset? Maybe. Um, but, I think something is better than nothing in my sense.
That's what I'm saying, and then that's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm.
Yeah,
Something is better than nothing. Like
yeah,
I'd rather somebody go to the gym 6 months in a year, and maybe they're still not obese. They're still perfectly fine, normal. They're in shape. Would I love to go all year? Yeah. Would the world be a better place if maybe everybody went all year? Yeah, sure. But let's be realistic.
shit,
But what do
shit,
you think?
man. How
Give
I
it to me.
how I
Give
do
it to
it.
me, dog. Give it to
Watch,
me.
I just don't overwhelm myself with the thought of that I'm gonna, because it's like I see it the same way as like, if I overwhelm myself with the thought of that I can't do fucking certain drugs ever again, I'm like fuck, dude, I can't be at certain places, or like,
Yeah.
so if I catch myself in that fucking thought where it's like fucking 20 years kind of negative aspect, but if I just look at it like, all right, just for today I'll go for 25 minutes, fuck it.
Hmm.
Like, and then once I'm there, maybe I'll get in the group, but I'll fucking pull up, if I can.
Yeah.
Tampoco I'm not gonna be like, like if I need to be somewhere and something's gonna happen, but you could always plan ahead, So if it's that important, but if si no se puede, no se puede, But still, for those moments que no se pueden, just be there 100% for those
Yeah, I, f-
45
I
minutes,
feel like in a
you know?
sense of Ivan, like if he doesn't go to the gym in a day, like it fucks with his head. Like he'll be like, "Oh, I really like fucked up today. I really did
Yeah,
something wrong."
yeah,
Like it's like you said, like if you didn't brush your teeth today, you're gonna feel like, "Ah, fuck, I'm disgusting." I didn't brush my teeth today,
yeah.
and you
Well,
know.
think about it. If you
But
if you brush your teeth 6 months out of the year, then you don't brush your teeth the other 6 months, your teeth are gonna rot. Think about it as a marriage. If you don't work on your marriage constantly, what happens to the marriage? It gets dull.
Yeah.
You start, eyes start wandering, or you have miscommunication. It has to be a relationship that's important. It has to impact your life. And like I said, it's a lifestyle change, and that's
yeah,
what people don't realize. It's not something you can do just temporary, because you're gonna regress. A perfect example: my wife, she's gotten better, but she didn't go for a little while, and her she was doing things that she was doing when she started. So you do regress, and if you regress mentally, you regress physically as well. Now, like I said before, like not everybody's gonna be a gym rat like me, but you have to find a way. At least go for a walk. Don't have that. It's all about, don't have that extra beer. Don't have those extra tortillas, that extra slice of pizza. Little things. You don't have to change. You don't have to complete. You don't have to diet. I hate that fucking word.
yeah.
Don't diet. You just, eat everything in moderation. Like the commercials say, everything in moderation.
Make
And
better
Yeah.
decisions.
of course, because obviously there's a saying that, we are. I've said it before. I said it about my niece. I die for her, or I die for you guys. What about living? Living for us. There's cases where I've talked to my dad, and he had to fire some guy because he couldn't go under the damn sink to fix because he was so fat.
Yeah,
It's things, if you want to live and old enough to see, our niece, get married or things like that. Look at people our age. For the most part, we look good. But if you see people our age, they're with diabetes, and that's the accumulation of all this damage that they've done. And yeah, they might go to the gym for a little while, but you know, it's not as important to them as it should be. That and that's how I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
and
I get what you're saying. Like that one video I saw where the lady was pushing. Well, she was getting out of her car and she had the baby in a stroller, and I guess the stroller started going towards the street,
Right.
and she tried to, like, as soon as she tried to go get the stroller, like she tripped and she fell, and she was overweight. Like it took her too long to get up and try to get that stroller, so somebody else came and grabbed the stroller. So I get what you're saying. Like in that sense, we want to be, be able to protect the people around us. Be able to defend ourselves in that say. And
yeah,
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it makes
like
sense.
You don't
like
have to. You don't
okay,
have to be, cut and muscular
yeah,
and super, ripped and
yeah,
all that. But you have to be able to function, like you said, in emergency situations. Save, your family from an attacker. There was a picture I saw where there was this pretty good guy. He was a veteran, and he was carrying the wife and child, and the dad was just carrying the diaper bag out of an emergency situation. And obviously the guy was a little, he was fat.
Yeah,
So it's more for survival. I mean, the aesthetics, like I said, they're a bonus. They come with training, and obviously everybody has different body types. Everybody has different genes. Some people are gonna look more aesthetic than others, and that's just the way it is. That's just the nature of the beast. I'm just saying overall, it's for us. It's for survival.
yeah,
and I think if you go with another mindset rather than that, then it's probably gonna stop because every aesthetic pleasing thing fades. Everything. A lot of things are temporary, but surviving is per life. So
Mhm.
if you can continue doing it, like I said, fucking 3-4 days out of the week. I mean, as long as you were there,
And that's
really, as
fine.
long as
Three or
you're
4 days
there, yeah.
is fine.
As long as you're there, though, tampoco, like, you know what I mean by saying there, like go, like you see a lot of people going in groups, chatting. If you're
yeah,
gonna go two people, make sure that you
On
guys
their
are on top of each
phones.
other doing, or like on their phones. So like it's like you're there for an hour and a half, but how much time are you actually doing exercises? And if you're doing exercises for the exact time that you're there, you go in and you're gonna do what you went there for, not to look around, and to discipline yourself to do it. Then I don't think you need a lot of time, really. You could do a lot if you're like actually conscious about what you're doing, resting,
And that's why I
doing
say,
the exercises, could be
efficiency
in and
is
out.
crucial.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's what I just told my girl today because I know it's tough for people. She does 10, 12 hour shifts, and she's tired. But all I said is 30 to 45 minutes. Just go in there
Yeah.
and hammer it. Just drill
Yeah.
it and then come back, and you're gonna feel better.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need.
Yep.
Like you don't need to be there
Yeah.
2 hours. Sometimes we do
Yeah.
go 2 hours, but it's just because I box 10 rounds, so it takes time. And then I do weights after, so it does take a while. But I mean, if you just go in there and hit the weights, that's fine.
And
Whatever it
Yes.
takes.
Yes.
it's about discipline. You have that is your time. That is your quality time. I understand. People say that, oh, I have kids. That's a fucking excuse too, because they get home and how many hours of TV do they watch? How long are they on their fucking phones? Like it's you have to go, and that's your time. If you're there and you're not gonna dedicate yourself for your sanity and your mental health, because when you go train doing whatever you want, running or boxing, you're you're mentally de-stressing yourself. It's totally different. I hate when people say, oh, I work 12 hours, that's labor. Yeah, but mentally you're trying to get your deadline done. You're trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. So mentally you're drained. But when you go train at the gym or whatever you do, you're de-stressing yourself mentally by physically exhausting your body. So when you get home, that's why it's very important to me, because my mind tends to wander. So if I don't go train and I get home, I start thinking about shit that I shouldn't even be thinking about. What ifs,
Mhm.
things of that nature. So when I get home,
Whacking it.
yeah, that too. Um, Obviously, yeah. But if you get home and you're so tired, you don't have you're not gonna think about that mental shit. You're just gonna want to go to sleep and you want to be relaxed.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think yeah, and that's what it is. And it's like it's just tough. That's why I get it. It's tough for everybody. But there is cases where you see people that you grew up with on Instagram, and they changed. They did that change, and it's like, fuck, that's awesome. Like I get, like,
Yeah.
I want to say I get motivated from it because I mean, I'm still the same person,
Give
you
a
know. I still
fuck.
do.
Give
Yeah.
a
I wouldn't
fuck,
say it
dude.
motivates me, but it makes me so happy
Worry about
for
my own
them.
shit.
It makes me so happy for them. I'm always like happy for other people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm not a selfish person. I'm always so happy. Like, you know, I got my boy. I saw my boy on Instagram, Carlos Sandoval. Like, you know, um,
yeah.
he
Shout
changed
out
his
Carlos
life around.
Sandoval.
You know, um, he changed his life around and he started working out. And I mean,
Shit.
dude's a beast now. Um, you know, that's crazy. Some other people that I've seen on Instagram that've gone from, you know, being a little thick and getting all into shape like crazy, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, you know.
Three
And
C's.
that's the, I think that's the best thing to see, because it shows other people that are overweight that there's a possibility. You know, all you're using is excuses. All you
Yeah.
have are excuses. Every
Yeah.
day you tell yourself like, oh, I'm too out of shape to work out. That it's not even going to matter. But that's not true. That's just your mind saying I'm lazy. You can do
Yeah.
it. I mean, if I did it
Hey,
from 25 pounds to 160 pounds, you know, um, I mean, I'm not saying like it was like 300, like you see that show, 600-pound life. You know, those people are 600 pounds, but sometimes on the show, like you see them just go out, go for a walk, or they'll have like a trainer and they'll do like little workouts, and you see that shit starts working, dude. The fat just starts burning off
It
because
does.
they haven't done anything their whole
fucking
life.
melting it off.
All they do
Yeah.
is fucking
Yeah.
sit on the couch, you know, and watch TV, and all
It's
it takes is a
habits,
little
you know.
movement. Yeah, you just gotta do those habits every day.
And you know what? I think
Okay, for
a lot of
instance,
it too is. Oh, go ahead.
little moments. Fucking, if you're going up the steps, skip a step. Get that extra thing in, man. If you're doing some, take the long route. You know, keep it in
Skip a
mind. You
step. What
know,
the hell that mean?
yeah,
Like,
just keep it in
What
mind
steps?
that like
just don't fall. But you know,
definitely.
I was gonna say that a lot of times, since it is a lifestyle change, people are gonna walk away from you. People are gonna you're not. Sometimes you're not gonna hang out with the same people anymore. Why? Because those people drink a lot, or they're always eating out. You know, they're always eating shitty food. So I think a lot of people don't want that rejection, or don't want that to be ridiculed, because a lot of, if you, I'm sure you've heard it. Yeah, people say, "Why are you working out for it? Why do you have to work out so much?" But that's your personal decision, and sometimes
Yeah,
because of their insecurities or their lack of not liking the way they look, or not liking their physical being, then they want to reflect that on you. And a lot of people don't have that mental strength to not give a shit, and they want that same. And obviously, if people don't respect your decisions, and your life changes, then you shouldn't be friends with them anyway. I mean, that's pure and simple. But I think there's a lot of cases where people just don't want to hear that shit, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll go out. Let's go out, have some beers. Let's go out, and let's go out and eat again, junk food." And they fall into that peer pressure. There's always that peer pressure, I think.
yeah. What do you think, Daniel? Are you susceptible to
Uh,
peer pressure?
Fuck it,
Not
dude.
no
I
more.
just go hike. I just go like I'll make sure I'll kick it in the woods. I really like going camping, or always just doing things that require physical activity. That's what I like, you know. And if
And
you could
that's good.
just
And
kind of
that's what
hide that
suits
in
you.
your daily life, yeah. If you could hide that in your daily life, you don't have to. I guess people feel like they're chaining themselves to like physical activity, but um, mind if I just take it day by day and really really ask yourself and really learn to distinguish that mental the tiredness, get to know your own tiredness and see where you could push it, where you could push it
Yeah,
over the limit, and then where you could recognize, all right, I'm being lazy today, or like I know myself. I know where what limits I could push it. If you can't
yeah,
push, because I feel like just like any relapse, you push it on yourself so much that you stress yourself, and then you just like need that time because you're overworking yourself. So then if you work out too much, then you're gonna like a bunch of vitamins, especially if you're not taking your vitamins, and then you're just gonna feel like shit. So then it could be counterproductive as well if you're not.
Yes, there is
If
such thing as
yeah,
overtraining. Yes.
Yeah, and then like all of a sudden you find yourself like, fuck, I'm too tired. Well, yeah, you probably are. You've been working out too much, or you've not been in putting in what you've been working out. You can't
yeah.
just get
Right.
hydrated from water. You need the extra vitamins when you're working out. you get older, you know, you're an adult, and sometimes working out too much because of this obsession, you know, of wanting to lose weight or stuff. You know, I see it a lot that you're there all the time and then you're depleting yourself of vitamins and everything, and then you're like feeling like shit. You need to go to work, so then you stop going to the gym. You know,
Hmm.
so like it's stuff like that too. Like, you know, hold back sometimes. You know, just take it easy. You know, things are gonna happen one
Yeah.
day at another. You can't walk into the gym and fucking. I think it's so intimidating when you're. I couldn't even do the bar for so long, man. It's fucking hard
Yeah,
to
but you
do the
could do it
45
now, though,
pound
right?
bar. Yeah, fuck yeah, I could do
Yeah,
it. I haven't,
it's
I haven't, I haven't maxed out on it. You know, because I'm always going
yeah.
alone, so I don't really need to know what the fuck. I know I'm getting stronger, you know, but yeah, now I could do it. Now I could do way more.
It's so weird that you have a little frame because your dad was fucking huge. He had like
Yeah,
fucking,
dude.
he had
Yeah,
that
dude.
trucker strength and he had those
I got
hands
it from my
and he had
mom.
like, yeah, he got like my mom's jeans and a little. But I know if you really do it, like if you really go hard,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
planning
you'll
on
get
it.
that strength. I'm sure you're strong.
Yeah,
It's in there, but you just gotta find it.
yeah,
One thing
yeah.
I gotta say is like boxing. Like I don't care what anybody says.
Best cardio ever.
Jiu-jitsu, whatever. It is what it is. But boxing to me changed my life. Like that's the first time, and I started boxing when I was older. Um, it's the first time.
Uh-oh.
It's the first time that I really felt like you are capable of more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we have this mindset
Another
that
round.
other people are more. I want to say beast than us. Like at the gym because you see UFC fighters on TV and they're fighting and you see like, damn, I can never do that. Like that's crazy. Like these dudes are just a different mindset. But
Yeah.
when I went into boxing, I mean, I didn't know much of anything except that I worked for a boxing team. I saw what they did. And once I got to the gym, I started learning the basics, started learning everything, and then you start sparring and you get hit in the face. And you're like, God damn, the first thing is you want to be like, he hit me hard. All right, stop. That's what basically every person wants to say, stop. That was too much. But boxing teaches you your mentality can go so far. Like you're fighting around, you're fucking tired, dude. You're gassed out. Well, guess what? You got another round. You ain't got a choice. What are you gonna
Mhm.
do? Take a knee? Are you gonna give up? No, bro. Not. I was not in front of these dudes at the gym. I'm not giving up, right? So there was times when I was like, just giving everything. Like I reached a level where I never would have pushed myself like that, like I did there. Like I was just going, like, they were like, oh, 10 seconds left, and you're just swinging, and like 30 seconds ago, you thought you didn't have no more swings in you,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden you're like, man, and it's like,
Yeah. That's
damn, like
it
I'm
right
just
there.
mind fucking myself, I still got it. Like don't matter how I
Yeah.
got, and that stuff pushes you, like not only pushes you, it builds confidence, but in a good way, not in a bully way, because it's real different when you have confidence in a bully way, right? There's a lot of people out there that, you go to a bar and they just look at you the wrong way and they're like, "What are you looking at, man? What's
Like
up? You
Conor
want to fight or
McGregor.
what?" Yeah, like shit. That's all hype, but like shit like that, like it taught me the opposite. It taught me like when somebody does that, like, "Hey, man, everything's cool, dude." Like like I'm not looking at you that way. Instead of being like, just because I know how to box or just because someone knows how to fight, them going like, "What? Well, what's up? Then let's do it." There's a difference.
Yeah.
But if it did get down to it, you have this confidence in your head that you kind of know what to do, right?
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
coming, you know what you can do, and it just makes you live life more comfortably. It makes me live life more comfortably that I can defend myself. If there's somebody that knows jujitsu, at least I'll have like a couple seconds before he comes at me that I might, hit a dinger or something,
Yeah.
and then it might go to the floor and
The
shit. Fuck, but
dinger.
at least I know that if it was going to happen, I got something. There's people out there that don't got nothing. Like
Yeah, dude.
I've seen like videos of fights and you see it and you're like, oh my god, dude, like this guy could get murdered. Like what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like there's no teaching, there's no technique. So I recommend everybody puts their kids in boxing. Like, even
Yeah.
if they don't want to
Or
do it, like
karate.
I'm not yet. I remember you in karate.
Karate, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Karate.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But
That shit
I
was
mean,
the
like
shit.
Karate.
I love judo.
karate.
I love judo.
But I mean, like not even if I'm not saying put them in there to make them pro, but put them in there to be able to throw a couple hands.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
Couple of
grow
one
up and
two.
they're able to defend themselves, and it builds confidence, and And it's good to know that stuff, whether, I'm not just going to say boxing, but I love boxing, but, if it's jiu-jitsu or karate or taekwondo or whatever, just put them in there. It's not always about, soccer, football,
Yeah,
tennis,
and
golf. It's not
I
always
think
about that.
I think every good athlete is well rounded. I really don't like to. I really find it sad that when you meet these people that get so focused on the body they forget about the mind. And I think it all comes together. And focusing on like, yes, there's arts are important, sciences are important, math are important, but it's also important to be in shape.
Yeah.
Well
And then
rounded.
another thing, like a solo sport, like fighting, like jiu-jitsu, boxing, it's just you. There's no team, right? Um, a lot of these kids are used to having a team around them. Oh, he's gonna save my
Yeah.
butt. I couldn't
Yeah.
hit a home run,
Yeah.
but he's up next and he's gonna hit it and
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna take us home. Well, in these sports, you only have yourself. Nobody's coming to save you, right? So I think that just pushes you much more than any other sport. And I'm not saying don't put them in football or anything like that, but I'm just saying, have a solo
Yeah.
sport too. Build some confidence in that one person. That's what I think.
It gives you, and then it gives you that when you know how to defend yourself, it gives you that peace of mind. It gives you that, like you said, that confidence. But it also makes you want to talk about things more and not fight, not resort to that violence because you know the damage that you can do to that other person that doesn't know how to fight. So it lets you, want to talk about things, be more peaceful because you know you're capable of violence and you can use it if
Yeah.
necessary, but you're not going to use it because you know you can hurt that other person. So you rather diffuse the situation and talk about things. And with that being said, like you said, you push your body, you were capable of pushing your body more, and so that helps, that transcends into your professional life, your social life, because you know you're capable of more. You're not going to give up, applying for that job or you're working for
Yeah.
what you want. Or like you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Danny is working at school, it gives you that extra boost and that confidence to
Yeah.
like I said, it
I go into
transitions to
class.
other parts of, yeah, there you go.
I could go into class and I could just be like, "Well, what's up?" I'm not thinking like, "Fuck, I look like a bum." In my head, like, "Fuck, haven't been to," because I feel like that. I like to feel good in my skin. Um,
Yeah.
so when it takes a lot of anxiety because I think when you don't feel right, then you have anxiety when you go places and it hinders you from fucking speaking to people. It hinders you from actually feeling like confident to go approach people. Now I could fucking go to school and go, fuck, man. Well, also I made a fool of myself many, many times. So I don't really, what do I have to lose?
Right.
At
Yeah.
this point, I lost
True
it
that.
all. So it's a bit
And
different, but
you
still.
you do get treated different. I've seen cases
Yeah,
where
yeah.
on Instagram and with social media where people rather work with people that are in shape because they know that they have discipline. They know that they're going to be better for their company because they have that discipline where they see their body and like, oh, this guy, he works out.
Hmm.
He's focused on something. He can focus on his work and not just show
Hmm.
up to work and just cash a check.
Yeah. Not only that, but it also goes to jobs like law enforcement,
Also.
correction
Yeah.
officers,
Hmm.
shit like that. Like you want your boy next to you to be able to have your back. You know,
Yeah.
five
Fuck yeah.
five
Have you seen
inmates
him,
come at you
man?
and it's two of you, and you look to your left and you got fucking torta next to you. You're like, fuck, dude, this is 1 on 5.
Dude,
Two on
nah.
five sounds
Hey,
way
hey,
better
and
than one
he's
on
he's
five.
been he's been being a dick to the fucking
He's
prisoners. He's like, yo,
Yeah, you
y'all
look
look,
left and dude's
get
putting
your
his
ass
fucking
beat.
burrito down, and you're like, ah, fuck, dude.
Caught up to
Like
me, man.
shit. Yeah, it caught out to me. The fuck it, I'll do my best.
Hmm.
But you want to be able to, like I said, you want to be able to look to your left and be like, oh fuck yeah, homie, we're gonna do at least 3 or 4. We got this, and and that's very important because it's life or death situations.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it. The standards and corrections and customs border, they are horrible. I've seen CEOs that are just slobs. I've seen customs that are slobs. They need to fix those standards because, like you said, it's a matter of life and death. And if you
They're
have
not
that
doing
guy,
rutina.
he's weighing about 300 pounds. He's not going to back you up. You have to defend yourself. And if you yourself are not in shape, then what are you going to do?
Yeah,
These guys,
Hey,
these
have you seen
prisoners,
those?
what do they do all day? Push-ups, pull-ups.
Fuck yeah,
They're in
dude.
shape. They run,
yeah,
and they got nothing better to do. So it's a matter of life and death.
yeah. It's crazy how that works.
That's
Huh?
some
They don't
shit,
have
dude.
nothing much to do, so they work out, and the people that should be working out don't work out. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
that works, but
Yeah. So you
yeah,
see it
dude.
there. You see it. There's some there's some alleviance if those fellas are doing it because that's like thinking you took in all of the bear fucking left to someone with the bare survivals of life. What you going to work out a
But then
little
the
bit? Fuck.
prisoners, the prisoners,
What else are you gonna do?
they what are they do it also because they don't want to go crazy, right?
Yeah,
They want to
exactly.
mentally
Yeah.
de-stress. So what
So
do they do? Push-ups and all
that's
that.
proof. That's proof.
So
Not only that, but they probably want to defend themselves from the other prisoners too, right?
Oh
Yeah,
hell
that
yeah,
too.
man!
But
You want to
That's
stay
some
ready,
crazy shit.
stay ready, be
Hey,
ready.
there's some swole ass fools in there. I'm like, damn, brother. I know someone's on some anabolics in there. Someone's sneaking in, dude.
they
Someone,
sneaking those in
I
too,
know
or
they
what?
got the
Shit,
fucking
probably.
the
They
fucking
think everything else in there. That's fucking.
Dude,
It's
they
those
got
pork chops from
crazy
fucking
shit.
the commissary. Yeah. Oh man.
That's crazy though. But yeah, like so.
Yeah, bro.
So I know, like I understand, like overall, I understand Ivan's mentality and how he feels. But I mean, like he said earlier, like people tell you why you're gonna go work out right now, and I know I've been that guy. I've told them sometimes, but it's been times like crucial times, like like we're about to leave on vacation and like okay, everybody's ready. Where's this fool at? He's at the gym. He'll be right here. Like, well, why did he have to go right now? That's my say. But I know he had to get it out of the way because he feels better. He'll feel better that
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
And I never thought of it that way, and now I'm kind of thinking of it that way, um, because at the end of the day, if he feels better, then that's cool. Good for him. He's gonna be a better person for it. So sometimes we got to think about shit like that. And
yeah,
look, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, but before I didn't think of it like that. I thought of him
yeah,
like selfish. I thought he was being
yeah,
selfish, but in reality, it was probably us being selfish because it's a positive thing. It's not a negative
yeah.
thing. He wasn't fucking at the bar getting a beer before we were leaving. He was fucking working out.
Yeah.
And in some instances, you have to
Everybody
be a little
does.
selfish so you can, be better for the people around you. I mean, not saying
Yeah.
to let it take over your life, but you have to make time for it so you can help those around you and inspire those around you to do better themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't go explaining what you have to, which you already know what you have to do for yourself. You get to a certain age where you already know what works best for you, so that's what you're gonna do, and that's how it's gonna work. Because you already know. Like for me, uh, why would I go somewhere if I already know what's happening there and who's there, and I know I shouldn't be there, so why would I even go there? In the
Right.
first place.
Yeah. And for the people listening, like what would you say are basic supplements to help you I don't want to say like be a beast, but like basic supplements in your life, like protein, stuff you need to intake daily so you can feel better after working out and stuff like that can help you.
Well, creatine is a big one.
Yes.
I know
And
it's people are. You know what? It's all about education. You have to do your
Yeah.
research and talk to others, talk to people who know, talk to people who are in the know. And creatine is a big one, especially if you're women. Women after 30, they lose muscle mass much faster than men. So this whole notion of you're gonna get bulky, yeah, you're gonna get bulky if you keep eating those fucking tortas.
Oh yeah, I
But
hate
if
that.
you work out, you need that extra that muscle, that little extra weight, so you look fuller. Have you seen a lot of older women? They look sucked up.
Yeah.
It's because they diet, they don't work out, they don't train. You need that extra muscle mass to keep you going, as long with men as well. And
also it gets
after
a
after
Go ahead.
after 30 as well, for men, their testosterone levels drop, so you have to get checked. Some people have more testosterone than others. Again, it's about genes. Get your levels checked. If you need more testosterone therapy, then get that. Then obviously, stay away from sugar and alcohol. That's a big one. That's a huge one. But that's if you look at there's videos of people in the 60s and 50s back then, and everybody was pretty much slim, or
Yeah.
in some kind of shape. Now you
They
go
were all
just
broke.
I've done social experiments. I people watch a lot, and just go to the store. Look how big the people are. Look how and it's kind of sad. It's saddening. It's a little bit frightening, because it builds to bigger issues. Insurance. Insurance is a fucking scam as it is. So it's gonna go up because of the lifestyles that we're living. The food that introducing us, the fast foods, all the processed foods, all the trans fats, and all that. Obviously there's there's a big knock on meat, also red meat. What were people eating before? They were eating red meat. There's eating eggs. There's actually there's cases. Do your research, but there's cases where the sugar industry, that that fucking food pyramid that they brought us up on,
Yeah.
it's all bullshit. And actually, the sugar industry infiltrated that, and they gave money to the associations that do the food and all that in order for them to promote that so they can sell their products. That's why there's this whole thing about, oh, if I eat red meat it's bad. It's all misinformation and
Yeah.
miseducation. So
But
educate yourselves.
I think something to notice is like how many cows can you truly kill in a day? If you start mass producing things, I think mass producing anything is gonna fuck up the food source, because now you got a bunch of businesses cutting corners. So I think they get it mixed up. We're not saying that red meat is bad. I'm saying the red meat that they have at the store, at a lot of stores, it's coming from cows that have been rushed, to grow and stuff, and
Right,
growing in,
definitely.
in these terrible conditions that creates terrible source of food. So it's not that the food is bad, but it's the food being mass produced is bad for you.
Right.
You grow a cow in a certain amount of time, and if you're injecting it with a lot of things, growth hormones and everything, to get it a certain amount, then why the fuck would I be eating that meat anyways? It's bad for me. So at that point, but
Yeah. That's a
so
whole other
sourcing your
topic.
food, making
Yeah,
choice,
but in
yeah,
moderation.
that's a whole
But
other
everything in
topic.
moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point is everything in moderation.
So if someone's listening right now, and I know a lot of, like, when I first started working out, I didn't know what to do. That was my thing. Like, I go to the gym,
Go to the
but
store and buy
I don't know what to
steroids.
do. I don't know what I'm. Nah, not in that sense, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to work my bicep. I don't know how to work my back. Trainer's too expensive. Like, I can't afford a trainer at 18 years old.
YouTube.
So, what would you recommend for someone like that, or that's thinking about that?
We live in an age where there's so much information out there, but you have to take it with a grain of salt because there's a lot of influence, quote unquote, influencers and trainers that they're full of shit. But there's good people out there also that and you know what? If you can learn something from someone, ask the biggest guy in the gym because they I've had this before where I look like an asshole. But if you talk to me, like I'm totally nice. But I just have that
Yeah.
I have that intensity where people I seem unapproachable, but I'm totally polite. And ask those people, and they'll help you out. They'll help you with their form. They'll show you if you ask them. But then again, I've tried to help people that obviously were doing it bad, and they gave me that look like, what why are you telling me what to do? So I kind of it's a slippery slope there. But
Yeah.
if you ask somebody that's super ripped or it looks like they're in shape, they'll totally help you out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I feel you on that. Follow Joey Swole. I follow him on Facebook.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good. He's a good guy.
he's a
Definitely.
good dude. That's
Mhm.
that's a good dude.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
way he helps out the fitness industry, and he calls out the people that that are wrong. A lot of those people don't get called out by anybody, and they just keep doing their shit. But oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
Dr.
something.
Mikers
Had a
Rattel
brain
is the
fart.
one I like, from Renaissance Periodization. He has a
Mhm.
PhD in exercise science. He's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, he also uses he does a good layout on the videos because it's a lot of PowerPoints, and then he really demonstrates well. He'll get like, let's say he'll get like influencers or bodybuilders to come onto his gym. He has a pretty nice gym, and well, they'll work out, and you get to see the form and stuff, the form in action, because it's only so much in theory. You need to see the shit, how they're deep they're
Yeah,
going and everything.
and that's good. Ask a gym employee too. I mean, when I started going to the gym, I was going to Calexico Fitness, and they had trainers that would you know that would charge you to train you, but they also had they would be there, like, not working with anybody, and I would ask them questions. I wouldn't be like, oh, can you train me? But I'd be like, hey, dude, like, is this a proper way, to do a tricep, pull down, am I doing it right? And he would just come in and be like, oh yeah, just extend it a little bit to the, and those little questions help. If you don't know, ask. People will help you. People will be willing to help you. Don't be scared to ask. People are friendly at the gym mostly.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
for the
just
most
remembered what I was
part.
gonna say. So we were we were here working out at the apartment gym, and Ivan was talking about that he went offered help to somebody, and some people don't like it or something. But I think it's all about the approach, right? Um, I was working out with Dom, my fiance, and we were doing some chest workout, and she was doing it wrong, and I was telling her how to do it. She was finishing, and there's a guy that was training somebody, and I mean, and he wasn't a guy that I saw like, fucking Joey Swole. He wasn't.
Influencer.
Yeah, he's just training somebody, and they're doing their own little thing over there, and he wants to toss his energy across the room. And be like, she's doing it wrong. She's gonna get hurt. And I was like, okay, bro, like I get it. Like I'm telling her, and she's like, I'm just saying. And I'm like, all right, man, like relax, relax there, Rocky. But stuff like that, like
And
you got to know when to say something and when not to say something.
and that's what's fucked up because they're like in any profession, like in any other
Setting.
thing, there's fucking assholes, there's douchers, that they're gonna say things like that, and that's why a lot of times people are afraid to ask because of those types of folks who we know are totally,
Yeah.
they're out of place. They say things the wrong way. So that's what if I could say anything, stick to the basics. Your bench, your squats, your deadlifts, and then stick to those basics, and then you can add the aesthetics, the curls. If
As
you
you
focus on those, the big three, they call them the big three, that'll help you out a lot. And but just do your research. That's how I learned.
Yeah.
Looking on Instagram, on Facebook, I started following people. You just have to know who to follow and who not follow, because if a lot of times what you can tell is if they're not really sticking to the basics, if they're trying to do fancy things,
Yeah, a lot of
things
wild shit.
wild shit. Like, no, it's a lot of times they're just trying to get followers. They're just trying to fool people. They're trying to get people to buy their programs, which you don't. I've never bought a program from anybody. I've
Yeah.
just learned. I've asked questions, and that just done my research. As in anything, when you do, if you're trying to learn music, trying to learn art, do your research and get credible sources.
Yeah, I agree. Daniel, what do you say?
Yeah, stick to the basics and then start getting
fucking
All right,
losing
for
it
real.
over there.
Pick-
Come on,
pick-
bro.
You're
pick
fucking Pluto.
pick some exercises that you could like you're good at, or like any and if you're whatever, if your goal is to go to the gym and get swole,
Yeah.
stick to a few amount of workouts, like Ivan said, the basics, and then you start moving on to other ones, and then you start moving on to other ones, because you can only do so much fucking repetitions of the same workouts too, so like changing it up, and sticking to just a certain movement, getting good at it, man, because there's like so much aspect. You people think it's just swinging it, you don't swing it. There has to be a resistance at all times on
Yeah.
your muscle, and then you're gonna start to feel the resistance on your muscle, and then you start noticing your feelings in your body, that you haven't felt, so I think, and then you just focus on one rather than fucking doing 6-7 different exercises at one time. I don't think you
Yeah.
need to do that much.
It's funny that Ivan said stick to the basics, because that's all I do. Like that's all I've done. I've never tried anything fancy. Once in a while, I add something new. That I saw that maybe a professional bodybuilder said it works. But you got to remember they're also fucking huge, and all they do is for a living, right? So you got to take that into consideration. But I stick to the basics, dude. What I first learned from La Mole back in Calexico Fitness, when I was there, I mean, he was he used to compete too, but he taught me a lot of the basics, and you just see, and that's what I carried on, and it works, dude. Like when I really want to build muscle, like I do the basics, I just go hard and I'm consistent, and it works. There's
But
no
also-
fucking fancy shit here. No.
Yeah. There's
It's
like there's an exercise that I fucking love, that it gets me a good pump that none of the other exercises do. And that's just the one that I like, and that's the one that I've seen most results from, because you could tell if you consistently do certain types of exercises, and then you start to find which ones you like, that you're getting good at. You're like, okay, this one works out for me. Height and everything do come into play, a lot, because everybody's a different height. The machines can only go so far, so some machines can only adjust, so I think it's like trying out different exercises, which ones you like, and stick to those and fucking get
Yeah,
badass at them.
I think a lot of people get scared of the machines too. There's so many machines out there,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
machines for chest, machines for
Mhm.
this, triceps, and when I first started, I didn't see a lot of those machines. It was mostly just free weights, and that's what I did. And once in a while, I use a machine, because sometimes you don't want to lift too heavy in a dumbbell, you might get hurt. But free weights, I think, is, for me, it's better. I don't know how Ivan feels, but do you feel like free weights is still a better way to go, or are you all with the machines now?
I use machines as well. Free weights are obviously better because you use more of your body when you're doing the machines. A lot of the times, the actual machine carries the load that you're supposed to be carrying because you're not using your complete body. Like there are machines out there that are good, more
Yeah.
for aesthetics, and there are some for strength. But a lot of times there are machines that they're like the leg press. That's a big one. You're basically putting all kinds of fucking plates on them, but you're pushing it, but you're not pushing it at all because a lot of the times the machine is carrying it for you, and it's bad for your back too. So you have to be careful on the machines. Some of the machines, I don't do at all because they're not good for you. They don't have a purpose. So why are you going to waste your time when I could be doing something else, with the barbell or with free weights? And
Here's what
another
I
thing I'm going to add is your attitude when you go train, or whether it's boxing or whatever you do.
Yeah.
You have to have a positive attitude, just like when you go to work, when you have your profession. Like my wife's a nurse, that's her passion. And I told her, if you have that passion, you should have that passion. Obviously not the same, you should have more machine love, but you have to
Yeah.
have that positive mindset, because what happens when you go with the shitty mindset? Like, it's more, if you treat it more like a chore, how is it going to seem? You're going to be, you're not going to push
Enjoy it.
yourself to your full potential. You have to be happy being there, because it's going to better your life physically, mentally, and spiritually.
I think something I wanted to add about the dumbbells, the free weights, and the machines. I think free weights are gonna use a lot of your stabilizer muscles, so it's a
Right.
different kind of workout. So I think I'll save the machines for last, because since they give me that oomph, I could go fucking past that,
Ooh,
because
that
I already
Oh, that. Oh,
you could you yeah you could have that fucking the support, but you can obviously you have to do your free weights first so that your stabilizer muscles can get tired. Once you get those tired, then you want to focus on the other muscles, the ones that are going to be aesthetic, and you could fucking pump, you get past the pump, before, because you have that little support, you know what I mean, by the machine.
Yeah.
But it's
Mhm.
after that you've already done the first work, dumbbell work, and then you go to the ropes, or the machines, because it's already guiding you, and so
Yeah.
you're already feeling tired, but you could still work out the muscles. In turn, you get more out of less, if you
Yeah.
do it all in a certain way. I feel like that's
And don't
important to
skip
add
leg
too.
day,
I
Yeah,
skip leg
definitely.
for
day.
the love of God. And if
Hmm.
I could recommend one, exercise to do, barbell squat. That the squat, a true squat, is hard to do. That's why you don't see a lot of people doing it. You see people a lot. You see plenty of people doing squats, but when you see them doing it, their back is not right. Their hips aren't hinging like they're supposed to. They're not pivoting like they're supposed to. So focus on the harder exercises, because those are the ones that are going to help you out more. Obviously, the easier ones, it has to be hard. You have to be able to, like my brother said, you have to be able to push yourself beyond limits. And a lot of times people don't want to push themselves, because I've been scared of not pushing my limits, because I don't want to, obviously I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to
Yeah.
pass out, because it's dangerous. But that's what you have to, you have to test because obviously everybody's different. You have to test your body and push yourself to that level. And sometimes there's been times where I've fallen over. I fainted. I remember one time
Damn,
I
my
did a little too
boy.
much, and I sat down and I totally missed the bench,
Say
and my
what?
legs were up in the air, and thankfully there wasn't a lot of people there, and I'm sure somebody saw me.
Damn, I would have
But
been
you
like,
have
big
to
bro,
you're
go home, dude.
no, but you
Go
have to
home,
push
bro.
We
You
yourself to
gotta
gotta
that
get
call it
level.
rest.
quits today, bro.
You know what I
That's
mean?
enough for today. Slap him in the butt. That's enough for today, dude.
And if you drop the bar, if you drop the dumbbell, it's okay. People, you're gonna fuck
Yeah,
up. Like that's just
Yeah.
part of it. Obviously you
yeah,
do it with right form, and a lot of times, don't ego lift, because if you lift the weight, as long as you're advancing little by little, obviously you're gonna get stronger. There's no need to
yeah.
try to push weight that you can't handle. You're just risking yourself. And if you risk yourself, it's going to affect you in the long run, especially when you're getting older. You're going to be, not be able to do as much as, exercises as you can.
Yeah. One thing I gotta say is don't be embarrassed. Um,
No.
to new people coming into the gym,
Oh yeah, it could be really
don't be
embarrassing.
embarrassed of how you look. Don't be embarrassed of working out.
We've all been there.
Don't. Yeah, everybody's been there. Even the biggest person in the gym
The bit, yeah,
started somewhere. Yeah. So
yeah,
don't be embarrassed. Don't even think about that. Who gives a fuck what other people think? You gotta put that shit in your head. Like, who
You're there
gives
for
a
you.
yeah? Even if someone is
I'm
looking
sure.
at you at the gym, don't let it bring you down, and don't get into your little turtle shell. Like, who gives a fuck? I'm not there. I'm not here for you, bro. I'm here for me. I'm here to better myself and do what I want to do. And if you want to look at me, well, fucking look at me then, dog. Fuck you. But you know,
Fucking,
in my head,
yeah.
you gotta get that mentality going. Like, you know, there's too many people that don't say go to the gym because they feel embarrassed or they're shy, and I get it. You know, you just don't know much, but
But you gotta start somewhere.
get that mentality out of your head. Who cares? You know, fuck these
Yeah.
people. What do these people mean to you, really? Who cares?
Malo fuera si estuviera en el bar, or you know, so it's bullshit and fucking, I don't know, committing crimes, you know, not the
Exactly.
good
It's
kind,
like
you know.
like when I stepped into the boxing gym, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was looking at people just fucking hitting mitts like bah, 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 bah. I was like, fuck my life, you know. But I knew that if I stayed there and I put in my work, that I was gonna be that guy, you know, someday. And you know, so you just gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the time. You
A
know,
lot of times,
that's all it is.
a lot of times they're just as scared as you are. They're just as embarrassed as you are, and that's why they're looking at you. And you know they maybe you might be doing something better than they are. They might want to learn off of you too. So don't always think about people staring at you as something bad. You know, sometimes it's because we're all you know we're there for our mental health. We're there, you know, to help each other if we can. But essentially, you're there for yourself. That's your time, and people need to respect your time. And you know, just if you're there for a reason to work.
Yeah, maybe you look like a snack. That's why they're looking at you.
That's
They wanna
right.
Take a
man.
bite.
No
Oh,
cap.
wow.
Hey, and then the fellas, man, there's a lot of gay fellas, you know, they're rough. They would just look at you.
Oh,
You
hey,
already
hey,
know,
man,
they're like,
they still
"Tu
hard,
yo,
man.
tu yo."
They're more thirsty than some of them females out there, man.
Nah,
Woo.
for real though. For real.
Yeah, they.
If guys are dogs as it is already, shit, man, they're like,
Lord.
all kinds of
What do you
fucking
think about hitting,
testosterone in
hitting
there.
up on women at the gym? I've
Fuck
never
no,
did it.
dude.
I think,
Hell no.
yeah, I think that's the wrong
that's
place.
like a
Yeah,
no.
I think that's the
Definite
wrong
no.
place.
No.
It's a total disrespect of their time,
Yeah,
and you're wasting their time and you're wasting your time.
yeah. If you cross
Yeah.
paths outside, then yeah, you know, say, hey, how you doing today? But not in the gym, bro. Don't you go up to random girls and you know be like, hey,
And I've seen that plenty. You know, dudes trying to
Yeah.
talk to them like, nah, it's creepy. You know,
Yeah.
it's they're women are already you know self conscious as it is.
In my head, they're all my enemies. I'm like, they're all talking shit about me. I'm like, fuck them,
yeah, I'm gonna show you.
No, that's right.
¿Cuál de unos me aguanta un vergazo? Bueno, because I'm on the pre-workout.
But there's been times, you know, where you know some of you fellas. I don't know if you've never seen a woman in your life. I mean,
Oh,
and, you know, some of them women,
Yeah.
you know, they wear
Se
those little
pasan
tight
de
pants,
verga.
you know, those little shorts, and that's their
pants.
right. That
That's in
they
public.
can completely
Hey,
do that.
there's
That's
the new
totally
ones.
fine.
There's the new ones that are pushing it up, dude. Like these things have been like
Yeah.
the yoga pants have been really like
Right.
moving on, right? And there's
Yoga
different
pants
designs.
5.0.
But there's this fucking design, bro. I was baffled by it, man, because it's like it pulls it up and everything. I was like, damn, bro, like
Yeah.
You know, it's like looking
Basically
at the
skin,
sun. You know,
man.
you're gonna take a little sneak
Yeah.
peek, but you know, I mean, come on. I mean, we're
Yeah.
all human beings. I mean, if women are beautiful, it's a thing of beauty, you know, to see a fit body. But you know, there's guys out there that just, you know, they're fucking staring too long. They're creepy.
look- you look as you
no,
go.
it's a fucking
Yeah,
no.
you look
no.
as
Just
Don't do it.
take a little glance and use it as motivation. You know, give
That's
a little
right.
extra push on the set.
motivation.
You know, one thing I have a question. 'Cause I think I've heard it a long time ago. Is it true that like if you're getting, I don't want to say horny because you know you don't want to get horny at the gym, but like the testosterone starts building up like when you see girls, you know, that kind of are sexy in a way, and you're working out, like it'll give you more of a rush and
Edging.
a push.
It's
that
called
true?
pheromones.
Pheromones. Okay,
Pheromones.
Called edging.
so it is true. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because obviously, men, when we're training, we release, you know, certain scents. You know, it's like animals. You know,
Yeah.
they have a certain scent. So obviously, when we're sweating, the pheromones, you know, they're gonna be released. So a lot of times, women are looking at you because, you know, it's the pheromones. It's that you know
You're
that
releasing
natural.
the pacusos.
That habitat, you know, nah, not the bakuso. That scares them away and shit. Hey, some of you boys need to take a shower too,
Oh,
because some of
yeah,
you boys
yeah.
smell like
Yeah,
culo and
hey,
fucking
fucking-
alcohol. Oh man, have you ever
Hey,
had
dude,
somebody
just
that-
'cause
Etiquette.
In the
There's one
summer, you
time,
can't
dude.
do that shit, man. You no te puedes dar esos lujos. You gotta hit it 3 times a day.
There was one time
Somos-
I was training, and then this guy I don't know, he had been drinking the night before, you know, but I had to get away from him because he
Yeah.
smelled like straight up tequila. I was like,
Yeah,
brother,
that's the
what
last
is
thing. That's the
going
last thing you want to
Yo,
smell at the gym is tequila and
my
cigarettes.
mom-
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
My
Go
mom
ahead.
said that about this one dude. I always see him jogging around town, bro. But this guy's an alcoholic. I'm sure he doesn't have a car because of the DUIs. Because my mom was like, yeah, he reeked of alcohol. I'm like, damn, bro. When I'm hungover, dude, I don't want to fucking be at the gym, dude. I'm dying on the bed, man. I'm like, fuck. So, hence, I don't drink. You know, try not to drink.
Right.
You know, because it puts me in
Okay,
that state. And if I'm gonna be in that state, and I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, we can talk about this topic forever.
Yeah, we'll
You
talk
know?
about it again
Yeah,
soon.
what I do want to get somebody on the podcast um, that recently got into fitness, maybe, and changed their life. I want to do that. Maybe we can talk with them and see what they went through, and we could continue this conversation. So I'll look for that. Just what are your last words of advice, for someone that wants to work out or is just scared to work out, or someone that hasn't even thought about it? What would you say, Daniel?
Just like everything, take it day by day. Just for today, I'm going to do the basics. You will not be able to move like everybody else. Just stick to it day by day. Don't focus on like, I got to go to the gym next year. No, just for today, I'm going to get some work done and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to chill. And then I'm going to worry about tomorrow. I can't be swole by tomorrow. I'm not going to lose 60 pounds by tomorrow, but just take it day by day. And it'll be good. Those days will add up. Just like how those burgers added up, those days are gonna add up too.
Yeah, makes sense. Ivan, what do you got?
Well, you have to push some sort of iron, whether it's dumbbells or barbells. It's you have to push some kind of weight in order to better yourself physically. I will say that, and like I said before, it is a lifestyle change, but do it for you, so you can for the benefits for you, whether it's mental, physically or spiritually, just and go about it. Do something you like and have a positive mindset and positive attitude when you go. Don't think about it as a chore. Don't think about it. Oh fuck, I gotta go work out again. Think about happy thoughts and think about down the road the benefits that you're gonna get.
Yep. All right. That's it. That's it for this episode. We'll see you guys next week. Daniel, thank you for coming through. You're solo now, but hey, we're still
Solo
brothers. You're
dog.
far,
together.
but we're still brothers. We're still here. All right, Daniel. Deuces. See you
All right,
guys.
love you, bro.
Peace.
Have a good one.
I'll see you, man.
Hey.
Got drinks, got smoke, got weed, got all the girls, got everything we need. And I see them all, but who brought the fat girl? Drink another, smoke another, get retarded. I know this where the party is, so get this bitch started. And if you want some liquor, girl, you can go and lick a girl. Get it poppin' till like 6 in the morning. Break it down.